Okay, I think we're live. So, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is David Ross coming at you live with another Google Hangout. It's awesome I was going to say it's awesome to see you all, but I can't see you. And I'm absolutely conscious of the fact that it's been a while since my last Google Hangout, so I sincerely apologize. However, this evening, I've done good. I've done really good, okay? And I am going to make it up to all of you because this evening I'm going to be interviewing a couple who are absolute rock stars of this industry. They're only a young couple, and they're a couple who I've had the honor and privilege of getting to know over the last few months. I got the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with them over in Vegas, a couple of the GoPro Recruiting Mastery events. The one half of the couple this evening is going to be speaking at the most powerful women in network marketing event that Eric Worre and Marina Worre are going to be running over in April. So we're super stoked for that. She's going to be over there having on the stage with Diana as well. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to see these two powerful women over at the event. So they have an absolutely incredible story, but that's not for me to tell you. It's for them to tell you. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Amani, Zein, and Joseph McDermott. Round of applause, please. Hey guys, how are you doing?
So good, David. You are amazing. Thank you for having us and seeing you. I remember seeing you speak on stage, and when we met before, a little bit before that, and then I met and we got to talk even after that. And you just like blew the, you captivated the crowd, and so it's such an honor, being able to share this Google Hangout and share this with you. So.
I am going to go red. That's very kind of you to say, and I'm super stoked, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Joe, are you going to be speaking with Amani at the event?
Well, we are featured as a couple in the December event in Vegas, so at the GoPro. So that's a huge.
Of course you are. That's going to be awesome. Sharing the stage with Tony Robbins, Rick Branson, Eric, everyone else.
It's such an honor and such a privilege. It's a dream come true. I really, when Marina messaged me on Facebook, I was in Hawaii and I did a little jump and dance. And I messaged her, like, I'm just so you know, I'm dancing and jumping up and down. And, this is just the craziest. I had to read it about 10 times to actually believe that. Such an honor, such a great stage to be on. You're like, for example, your mom's a legend and she's going to be on there, and I get to be a little bit and I've looked up to her and I saw her speak last year, on the screen, and she wasn't there in person, but we heard her story. So to be a part of that is absolutely, just such an honor. It's just absolutely privileged.
So we're going to have some fun when we're out there, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You bet.
Now, I know a little bit about your story, and I think it's a fantastic story, and I know there's going to be a lot of people who want to hear this. And I know that I'm going to be leading with the idea this evening as working as a couple, building as a couple, issues that may arise with couples when building a network marketing business. And we are going to be leading with that this evening. But what I really want to do is I want to get you guys just to share your story with all the listeners this evening, just, from the beginning, really to today. So yeah, you guys want to go ahead and share that with us, that would be awesome.
Get off.
Okay, thanks, David. Well, I really was a server, bartender, having fun with my life, and this amazing man says, since you're, I'm doing, at that specific time, I was doing door-to-door, really door-to-door, serving, bartending after. And then he said, well, if you're doing door-to-door, I think, what do you think about making money from home? And so, but at that time, we weren't even friends, didn't know each other. We met on Facebook. And, that started my journey with network marketing. And I have to admit, and for anyone who has I hated it. I hated every second of it. I hated it with passion. And it's hilarious because I thought, you know, there came a time where I said, I'm never going to do this again. I don't think it works. Really funny, you know, and I was mad at him for the longest time, and he laughs now because I'm, you know, he's so passionate about this industry, but I took that passion and ran with it 100 times more, because now I owe everything that I've done the past couple of years to this profession, really traveling all over the world and seeing amazing people. To the people make this place heaven, and you know, it's just been heavenly. And so that's my journey in a nutshell, you know, coming all the way from a small place in Nigeria, moving to Canada, being able to be part of this circle of entrepreneurship that is, you know, beyond powerful, was just such a leap, because a lot of my friends right now who graduated, who are doctors, who are lawyers, I love to say that I have more freedom than them. You can make money anywhere. To me, it was them messaging me and saying, we don't have the freedom that you have, and you seem to having a blast with your life at such a young age. Usually people wait till the end of their lives to take a vacation. You know, my life became a vacation, and we work as we go. So that was so powerful to be able to do because of this profession. So I owe it, you know, and then, you know, he got me into this, and I pulled him back because he wasn't involved at the time, and he can share his story.
So, you know, starting in this profession, you know, 16 years now, really, when I started in this profession, it was more of out of basically, I think, just sheer luck. You know, I was at a gym. A guy saw me. He thought I looked pretty sharp, and he said, would you like to make some extra money? And everything kind of changed from there, because my idea of making income was always about sales. So I would go out, I would take a product, and I would sell it. But the problem with sales is that you're only good as your next sale. So you got to continue to keep going the cycle over and over and over again. So I decided to go to this meeting, and next thing you know, I'm at a pretty big telecommunication company, and I was hooked. You know, I just heard the guy say this quote, and this is a quote that I tell a lot of people, is that, you know, J. Paul Getty, who was an oil billionaire, he said you could either have 100% of your own effort, or you can have 1% of 100 people's efforts. And right there, something clicked for me. I knew at that point, to build great wealth, you have to have a team of people to help you go make money. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, you know, I worked with some great mentors in that company. They taught me a lot of different things to learn how to build that kind of business.
Wait, I want you to share. I mean, he has a powerful, it touches me because it allows us to be really vulnerable, because none of us came from a background of, you know, having a lot of money or knowing what entrepreneurship is like, or having freedom or anything like that, you know.
Let me go into my sappy story.
Yeah, the juicy stuff.
So, you know, growing up as a kid, you know, my parents, you know, they were basically addicted to drugs. And so, you know, at 10 years old, you know, I was basically raising myself as, you know, basically as, you know, they would be gone and I would raise myself. And so, you know, I remember this one day that we actually went to, you know, most parents, you know, they take you to the grocery store to buy food. You know, my parents, they took me to the grocery store to panhandle. So basically beg for money. And I remember sitting there, we were begging for money, and this guy happened to give us like $100 because he felt bad for us. And I remember being so excited because I was like, man, we're gonna have food, everything's gonna be great. And you know, I remember coming home from school that day, and you know, we came home and you know, basically the house is a wreck. You know, there's dishes piled to the ceiling. And I remember going to the fridge and opening up with excitement, and there was nothing there. And so I was like, maybe it's in the cabinets. And so I started going through the cabinets, nothing there. And I just remember sitting on the floor and I was thinking like, man, mom, dad, like you did it to me again. And I remember just sitting there and I thought, I mean, at 10 years old, I started thinking to myself, I don't want to live like this. This is not what I've been designed for. And I don't know how you get that thought at age 10. Maybe some people get it, you know, younger or older. I don't know. But for me,
you got to share what you ate.
Yeah. But, you know, for me, it happened that decision because, you know, finally I found some food, but it was like stale crackers, you know, literally, you know, the ones that the package are open. So you can basically throw it at a wall and it would just crumble. And, you know, some old peanut butter. And I remember that's what I ate going to bed thinking, you know, I want to have a better life. And, you know, I knew at that moment I was going to be successful. I didn't know how I was going to be successful. I just knew that if I worked hard enough and found basically a vehicle to carry me there, I'll be successful, whatever it is that I do. And that was really what I was. And, you know, for me, I made a decision at that day. And, you know, network marketing is something where, you know, I've had major ups and downs. I've had, you know, where I was at the top of the company, it closes down. I had points where we started the company with some other people. It did really well, and then it shut down. It's like, if you basically give up in business on the first try, or if you give up in your network marketing company because you had some kind of setback or your friend didn't join you, like literally, I've had points where I was making great amounts of income and the company closed. I mean, out of anybody who could have quit this profession, it would have been me, you know, multiple times. But the thing was is that I never gave up because I love this profession because it does so much for people. I've seen what it's done for my friends and even my brother. Like, I mean, he's doing stuff inside of business, you know, inside of this profession. And so it's just exciting to see, you know, him now being 19 and growing up in this profession and seeing me, you know, be successful. Now I'm seeing him be successful. So those are just exciting things. And so that's just a little bit about my story. And, you know, just being in this profession now that long is just, it's been so great to see so many people, you know, just, you know, being here like with, you know, people like Robert Hollis and Curtis Broom and all these different great leaders that, you know, like I was sitting next to Robert Hollis, who made 46 million. And, you know, to hear his story, you know, of how, you know, just being a mechanic and all he did is basically edify the other person. It's just like, it's such a simple profession. And so it's just so great to see so many people that have made, so, you know, so many great strides to make it even better.
Yeah, well, that's an incredible story, guys. And, you know, I think a lot of people who are listening this evening and a lot of people who are going to be catching up will be really, really touched by it. But, I mean, what I would ask you, Joe, with your story in particular, would you say that those experiences that you had as a child were, let's say you hadn't had those experiences as a child, do you think that there is a chance that you may not be where you are today? Do you think that those experiences really did kind of, you know, force you into a position where you had to do something?
Yeah, that's a good question. I agree. And actually, I believe it molded me to become the person I am today because it didn't give me an option to fail. Like when you're out there and you're, let's say, begging for money, there's no option to not get money. Like you either get it or you don't. And it's the same thing in business. It's like either you want to be successful or you don't want to be successful. There was no gray area for me. So growing up, you know, surviving was the most important part. And so I believe it has helped me even in this profession because I don't have any fear. I don't have a fear of going up and talking to somebody. I mean, Amani see me, I go talk to anybody. It doesn't matter to me.
It really does.
I don't have a fear of even failing because to me, failing is just basically getting me to the next point of being successful. Yeah. So failing is something where I, you know, like Maxwell says, failing forward. Yeah. Like you're not really failing. You just didn't succeed on that try. It's like when you ride a bicycle, you don't fall off the bicycle when you first start riding the bicycle and say, oh, you know, forget this bike. It sucks. I'm out of here. No, you get back on and you keep trying again. And basically failure is basically you didn't get the desired outcome that you were looking for, but you can get that desired outcome next time because you learn what not to do this time. Yeah. And I think that's really what, you know, my environment did. It helped shape me where I wasn't fearless. I just got to a point where you know,
you were fearless.
Well, yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I became to the point where I wasn't fearless. I could do whatever I wanted.
No, you were fearless.
I was fearless.
This is what we do all the time, by the way.
That's okay. I'm liking the banter. It's awesome. It's good. It's what the audience likes. It's what they want. And
I am fearless. Like I have no fear.
Yeah, you are not fearless.
Exactly. I didn't go to school. I basically dropped out of high school, so. You know, like school for me was, you know, learning grammar and all that stuff. So I still work on those things from time to time.
It's okay. I got you, baby. I got you. Yeah.
So, I mean, what you said about failure is really, really interesting. And it's kind of come at the right time. Because I was writing an article the other day for my blog. And we were talking about failure. And the problem with failure is that I think it starts with schools. I think kids are taught in school that failure is a single act. Okay, failure is you've failed an exam, you failed a test, you lost a match, therefore you failed. You fail your driving test. And I think part of the problem is that what a lot of kids growing up don't realize, and I think these mindsets are inherent in adulthood as well, but we have people believing that failure is a single act.
Yeah.
As opposed to failure is the act of quitting. See, you can fail an exam over and over and over and over again, and then sit it and pass. Therefore, you've been successful. So failure isn't the single negative act which kids in school are taught. And so when we're getting new team members and new distributors joining us, they're bringing that mindset, they're bringing that education in, so that when they are told no, or they're told boo, or they're told what are you doing, or someone says no to them, they see that single act of failure as kind of game over. Whereas I think we need to educate people that failure is quitting. I mean, what would you say on that?
Well, I mean, I agree. I mean, that's what I was, basically basing it off, is that most people, they ride a bicycle. When you're young, you're learning how to ride a bicycle. You don't just throw the bicycle away because you fell off the first time. Even if you grew up older and that was your first time you ride the bicycle, you get back on until you learn how to ride the bicycle. But some people, they just don't equate that to this profession. They think, oh, I fell off, because, I started one company and I quit and I went to another company, or, I talked to, 15 people and they all said no. It's like, to me, that's the bicycle. You got to just keep getting on the bicycle till you get to the point where you're so comfortable. You're like riding with your hands, oh, no, look, no hands, I'm killing this bicycle. Yeah. And so it's like, that's how people, if they just had that mindset where it's like success is not like, like people think it's like, it's a certain destination.
Yeah.
And then I'm successful. Yeah. Success is basically a journey of living a good life through the rest of your life, basically learning how to do something that you basically failed in maybe, but now you got to learn how to do it better or get a better skill set. I always talk about the idea of having the right skill set and the right mindset. Sometimes when you join this profession, you didn't have the right mindset, but maybe you had some certain skills, but when you get them both matched up together, that's when you are very successful, because you have a right mindset, you have the skills to match, and now you can go out there and build a business. It doesn't happen overnight. That's what most people think, like I hear Eric Worre's story and all these other stories. I mean, it took him like 5 years, 3 years, a lot of times even longer. And so the key is like you said, true failure is when you quit. That's when you've given up. That is quitting. And that's what I talk about, the idea of having an expiration date on success.
I love that.
You can't have an expiration date on success. You can't be like, if I don't get to this point in my business by this time, I'm going to quit. Or if I talk to my mom and she doesn't join or she doesn't get the product, I'm going to quit. Like, you have to have a point where there's no expiration date on success. Yeah. You're going to do it regardless. It doesn't matter who says what or who tells you no, or, if you, had a team and it grew and then it fell apart. It's like, you continue to do it until you have reached success, over and over and over again. And that's what happens. And I don't think people understand that, because they have given up so quickly off of just one speed bump. Oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're trained, and we are trained, we're programmed. And I talk a lot about this to new team members. We're programmed to measure our success by trying, not by the end results. If you put a goal and you haven't reached it yet, then you still haven't, you're still not there yet. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you're a failure.
You just didn't get the desired outcome.
Yeah, it's just an outcome. It's just, okay, well, I tried this. Now, what else can I try? Like inventing the light bulb. 1,000. He learned 10,000 ways not to create it when he was asked. Who was he? I can't even remember now. But
Thomas.
Yes. Yes, Thomas Edison. Thank you. For some reason, I was going to say Albert Einstein, but I'm like, no, that's not him.
Close.
No, I know. So you know, when he was asked, you know, why would you, if you ask us how many times would you go after your dreams, how many times would you hear no before you quit? A lot of us have no sense of perseverance or of saying I'm going to do whatever it takes, because we've been programmed, and it's evident. You know, not everybody gets motivated when you tell them no. Not everybody says, I'm going to show you. You said no, okay, we'll see. Not everybody has that attitude of, oh, okay, you said no, I'll show you what I can do and what I believe I can do. So
no, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, just for the record, did you notice what Joseph said a few minutes ago? He said 3 to 5 years, not 40 years. Okay, that's the beauty of our business. 3 to 5 year plan. Okay, and I think that's something that you really want to be kind of coaching to your new team members. Yeah, and it's like I said, you know, you start a network marketing business, your friends all go to university. By the time they graduate, you can be retiring. Happy days. You know, if you're prepared to do the work.
Yeah.
So let's have some fun with Joseph and Amani. Let's have some fun with them. Guys, this is what we're here for. Tell us what it's like building as a couple. I want to know the good stuff, and I want to know the not so good stuff. Let's be real.
So I'll start.
Okay.
It's a blessing because, see, I take our relationship, our marriage as a business as well. So if you understand that in any part of your life, if you take that concept, if you understand what it means you put in work every day towards whatever you want to work. If for some reason any shops, you know, like a big what's it called, a chain store doesn't open for one day, they lose tens and tens of thousands of dollars. For some reason, we think we can stop working on our business or on our relationship for one day, and that'll be fine and okay. It's just the same concept, checking in and making sure everything's okay on a daily basis, even if it's a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. So for us, we both came from bad relationships before, so we really value being very honest and, you know, open with each other. Definitely network marketing tests you.
It does.
We are so opposites. I know when to stop and calm down and relax. He can go till his body says, okay, I quit, you know, and just gets sick. He's coughing right now. So for me, it can get frustrating for me to say, can you calm down? And obviously there's a time to do it. And I understand there's a time to run, there's a time to rest. Us understanding each other's energies so that he's not frustrated when I'm calm and I'm not frustrated when he's going. And we decided that, for example, at the end of every night, we come together for 10, 15 minutes, whether it's a, you know, bubble bath, whether it's a chat, whether it's just a tea together and chatting. We have to come together and just like have a how was your day moment. But definitely network marketing does test you, and it's the power of, if you understand network marketing, you'll understand the power of personality types. Now, if you get each other's personality types, you understand that that is what the business is about as well, and you learn that how to work with others as well. So as a network marketer, my biggest strength is making sure I see the world from their point of view instead of making it all about me. Same thing goes with our marriage. It's, you know, we look at each other and know what we both need. When we first started, obviously we drove each other crazy.
He's laughing there.
Yes, because he knows he can go and forget about me for a little bit, and then when I'm busy, you know, we had to really find this balance and understand what we both want and how we are both working. And also what saved us from really just starting to argue, and this is the biggest thing and the gift I give to couples in our team as well, and I hope as a couple, if you're watching this, you get this as well. Don't try to change each other. And don't try to make each other good at what you're good at, because that's just that's just a waste of effort. I'm great at social media. I'm great at the things I'm great at. I'm great at certain types of training. He's great at certain things, cold calling and all that. Some of them I don't like to do. I learned how to do them, but initially I did not like to do those things. But what we did come to we came to an agreement and said, I'll do what I'm great at and you do what you're great at, and let's bring it together. And that's really when our started exploding, because we stopped competing with each other. I'm good at what I'm good at, and I pulled him in and helped him, and he's good at what he's great at and pulled me in and helped me, instead of us trying to be fixing each other. You know, oh, you have to be better at social media. Why aren't you posting? If you go to Facebook, Joey's Facebook, he hasn't posted in forever. I tag him.
Some tasteless plugging of the Facebook page.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Wow. You know, for me, social media marketing is so powerful because we've attracted some key leaders, and we've connected with some amazing people, and we met on Facebook. So social media is very powerful for me, and that's my way of communicating with people. So he learned that it's okay. I learned that it's okay. He doesn't have to be that social media person I am. He doesn't have to update his status every 2 minutes and change his profile picture like I do every other day. I'm fine with that. So he has his strengths and I have mine, and we just come together as a team and say, what do you like to do? And it's very key. What do you like to do? What do you love doing? Do it. What do I love doing? Do it. And it's always almost amazing, because as a couple, you always have opposite things that you're passionate about. One's techie, one's not. One likes cold calling, one hates it. One likes one market, one doesn't. It's always almost opposite, you know? And then you can say, okay, you do this, I'll do that, and go together as a team and say, let's conquer the world. And it's beautiful to happen, to see it happen.
I think one thing I learned from Ray Higdon, you know, even this, he talks about, you know, after Jessica got, you know, pregnant, had the baby, he got to a mode where, you know, oh, that's the mother. And so he started getting to the point where he started thinking like, well, wait, she's just not my mother, she's my wife. And so we get to the point where we actually feel entitled, like, you know, oh, you know, my wife. So, you know, every day, like, you know, you kind of take that for granted because she's always there, or she's always by your side. But he was talking about the idea of, you know, never take that for granted just because she's the mother of your kid or she's the wife. You know, you have to basically serve her every day, just like when you were trying to get her to marry you or, you know, date you. You know, I think if you take that time to make sure you understand that, it will help your business grow. Because if you guys are both happy and you're working, you know, like what I talked about, the vibration, you know, the law of attraction, the vibration that you're putting out into the, you know, to the universe, people will notice that. People will gravitate towards you. Yep. And it's not just about being successful in your business. It's about being successful in your home first. And I think once you're successful and you guys have an understanding of each other, it's like your business will blossom from that, because you don't take it for granted. You don't take your relationship for granted, and people will see that and they'll want to work with you. And I think, you know, so many people, they don't see it because they just don't understand it, I don't think, sometimes. But when you do have that relationship, it does attract people to you. I've seen more couples attract a lot of people to them because, you know, a lot of people, they want to be around that. They want to be around that energy. And, you know, sometimes people don't understand that when you're at odds with each other, people can feel that energy also, because the energy doesn't lie what's happening.
Yeah.
And so, you know, even though you might be the best one, the best recruiter, but like if your wife has that energy towards you, like, hey, you don't spend time with me, that is being pushed off to the prospects also that he's talking to, because even though he doesn't know it, that vibration is going out there. No, and I think that's so important. They don't see it. And
no, I totally agree in the law of attraction and what you're talking about there. Which actually brings me to a kind of sideline point. And Joe, I'd like you to answer this for me. What would you say to an individual who is trying to build a business or in the process of building a business, but they suffer from the dreaded negative partner syndrome, or they are living in an environment where they're trying to build a network marketing business, but there is a kind of negative attitude towards network marketing? What advice would you give to a distributor, whether they're new or more of a veteran, what advice would you give on how to handle that situation and maybe try to alleviate any tension?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say, you know.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Go on.
It didn't hit me how amazing this profession is. It's until the success started coming in. So when the check comes in, you start realizing, oh, okay, well, let's pay attention more. And it's so counterproductive to say that, but if you use that energy as a way to create more success, because your spouse is really trying to protect you from being hurt. Their intention is, when I started seeing him, things started falling apart. I started hurting on his behalf, and I started feeling like, are you sure you want to do this again? I was the negative one. I think I'm one of the most positive people I know, and I like to, I love seeing the positive in everything. And when he said, I'm going to do this again, I said, are you sure? Because, it's been, are you sure? It was such a painful process because of the past things that happened. But once we started seeing that little bit of success, that's when you see the spouse start turning. And it's always that matters. We had, it was hilarious to see, there was a woman talking about this, and she said, my husband at a point said I had to choose between the business
or the marriage.
Wow. It became so bad. So when he would leave to work, she had 4 kids. When he would leave for work, she would still work on the business, and secretly, to a point where she couldn't work on it again. She couldn't hide it again. But at that point, the check was so big and so awesome. So she said, at that point, my husband said, well, honey, I support you. This works. And,
wow.
And she said, now I don't have to choose anymore because he quit his job and he's building with me. And so,
But you can buy happiness in that instance.
I think also too, when you're in that type of situation, it's also your belief in your business. Like if your spouse have seen you start this business before and then quit, and then start a business and quit, and start a business and quit, how much trust do you think she's going to have to see that you're going to actually do this one? Mm-hmm. So I think the key is to really communicate your excitement and your passion of why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, so many couple, maybe they just don't communicate, or they'll sign up for the business without telling their wives or their husbands. And so there's no communication there of actually telling them, like when you speak from passion, people can get that passion. They can see that in your eyes, that it's contagious.
There are a lot of, it's such a hard, network marketing is, you come across a lot of people that will say no to you and be negative about it. I mean, it's so funny. You get a job, people buy you champagne and toast and congratulations, and will throw you a party. You say, I started a business. Everybody's like, do not, they won't pick up the phone anymore. Like, oh, she's going to call me about that thing again. And, you get a lot of that. You get a lot of that at the beginning. Your family is not going to understand. It's funny because they had Eric. I'm going to share the story and you're going to find it funny, David. I had, Eric Worre's crew, Joe Kennemore, and, the crew there were in our hometown, Toronto, filming us. And I said, Mom, it would mean the world to me if you could come over and be in this movie that they're going to feature. And then, she came over and she's like, so why do I have to be there again? And and I said, Mom, really? But she still, I think to this point, has no clue what I do. And your family's there for you to love and appreciate, and so is your spouse, for you to love them and appreciate them. And don't worry about selling them on the idea at the beginning. Don't not try to change the other person. Prove and show results within yourself, and then it's just contagious. Success leaves clues, and they will love everything that they see, because you can't have success in network marketing without growing as a person.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I think what Amani's just said there about getting her mum to come over and feature in the video highlights a really important point about, and I'm obviously not saying your mum was negative about the business, but what I'm saying is if you have a negative spouse or a negative family member, involve them. Involve them. They don't necessarily need to join your business, but give them a task to do. Invite them to convention or a meeting. Get them socializing with some of your team members. Invite them to a party. Get them talking. You know, it's such a, you know, it's not underhand. It's just involving them in what you do, because a lot of the time it's nothing more than ignorance and poor education, which is why a spouse or a family member is behaving this way towards you. So involve them, even if it's just giving them, oh, could you do that for me? Could you handle that to do that product? Could you post that out for me? Or there's an application form that I just need to, you know, just give them some stuff to do. And I think, you know, get them involved with a meeting, a training event, or buy them a convention ticket or whatever. And I think that will also help kind of soften.
I agree. I think also, you know, what Amani said about the results. If you really want your spouse to know that you're serious, go get some results. Absolutely. Like, even if she's mad at you, to say, look, you know, honey, this is what I really want to do. I feel passionate about it. I'm not telling you have to get on board with me. I'm not saying you have to do anything. Just have my back and let me just go to work, and I'm not trying to show you or anything. This is what I'm passionate about. Like, you're not trying to prove anything, but like when you get the results,
any small result, and it's consistent.
And celebrate that with her, or, you know, him, you know, celebrate with him. Say, hey, you know, I just, you know, we just made a couple extra $100 this month. You know, can I take you to dinner tonight, you know, on our date night, you know, with the money, you know, like that. Like, it's just like little things that you can do to be like, I'm involving you in another way where I'm actually showing you that I did get some results. And then, you know, maybe even next month, hey, you know, we made $1,000 this month. I know you've been really wanting to have that coach purse, and we have the money now, so I just bought it for you.
Yeah, and same goes, and obviously same goes for women. Involve him. Ask for his. For men, it's a little bit different in a woman's standpoint of view.
Well, men are more insecure. Men are more insecure than women. So, ladies, involve your man, because
you know, ask him. Men have involve your man. You know, ask for business advice genuinely, not as a lie. Just genuinely ask for business advice. Ask him his opinion on things. How would he do something? Take his advice. You know, and communicate. So it just makes you a stronger couple that way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you don't need to become a rock star to win your family, you know, to win a negative spouse or a family member over. You know, you guys were talking about the small things, the little treats, you know, and Joseph's right. We can't hide the fact there has to be a result. They're going to believe what they see, not what you tell them and not what they hear. Okay? You don't have to become a 6 or 7 figure earner to win them over. Go for a company cruise. Company holiday, company promotion. Come along, meet the team. You know, it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, and David, it's so funny because I heard Diane Hockman share her story the other day, and she's like, her sister, I believe her sister joined a company or something, and Diane was trying to share, you know, I could help you with some tips and everything, and her sister, Diane Hockman's sister, said, oh no, I'm okay. I got this. And so to show you that, you know, your family might not know your value, because that's what family does. They're meant for you to love and care and take care for. And so don't take it personal when they don't. Just go out there and crush it, and don't worry about whether they end up joining or not. Your family's there to be your family. And
absolutely. And this is awesome, guys. The stuff that we're getting through tonight is incredible. The value, the knowledge, the understanding, the content. It's awesome stuff. I'm sure everyone listening is super stoked. I'd like to finish on the holy grail of network marketing. And I would like you guys just to share a few tips on how you've achieved duplication in your business. Just your top tips, your top tricks, how you get your team members to do what you're doing, because that is the holy grail of this business after all.
Can I start?
Yeah.
we've revamped our training a lot recently, especially, but one key thing is setting the right expectations when someone's starting. You know, don't over promise the world. Oh, when you join, I'm gonna, like, you know, run with you and sleep and wait. Just, it's a business. If you were, I like to use McDonald's because everybody knows what it is. If you were McDonald's, the main one, and you were about to give a branch of a new McDonald's, it's a privilege for that person to have it. It's not the opposite way around. You know, you can help them be successful, but at the end of the day, they have to put in the work. I like how Lisa says it and Curtis says it. Seven powerful words. We help you build your business. The key. I'll
help you build your business.
Right? Yeah. You've heard that one, right? Okay. So, but the key part of this is you build your business, or else I can't help you. And if you set the expectation right, I have a lot of people sit across from me expecting me to say, it's going to be easy, you're going to be okay, don't worry about it, it's fine, it's sweet and simple. It's not. Just let them know this is a business. If you're going to start a McDonald's or any other traditional business, you won't see profits or even break even until 3 to 5 years. At least with network marketing, you can start seeing profits right away. You can break even within a day or two. I mean, you can make more money back within a few days. It's totally.
Yeah. And I bet you don't get the level of support of the McDonald's chain than you do with your network marketing business. That's what I can't understand. If people open a traditional business, there's no support. It's you. Go and get on with it. Okay? In this business, you've got the support.
Yes, exactly. That's so gold. And when someone says that to me, I say, well, upline does not make you money, your downline does. So, every time you complain about your upline, they don't make you a dime. Their downline makes you the money. So go focus on your downline. A lot of 6- and 7-figure earners that are on stage had no clue who their upline was. We met our upline. I think we got our first call from our upline after we, really talked after we hit the top rank. It's not, and we don't expect that. It's okay. It's part of it. It's a privilege to have an upline, not a must.
It's not a God-given right.
Yes, I mean, you're lucky if you have a great upline, like David right here, he's doing everything he has. That's such a privilege, such an honor. Take advantage of that and treasure it, as opposed to saying, well, I joined your business, so what about me? No, it's your business. You didn't join my business, you started yours. I'm here to lead you, to help you, to motivate you. I'm not your boss. And so when I say that to people, there's such this shock on their face of, so you're not going to call me to see how I'm doing? I'm like, I will follow up and see how you're doing, but I'm not going to call you to ask you how many leads you've talked to, unless we've specifically set up a goal and you want to achieve these certain goals within a specific time. But that I'm not your boss. We're so used to management mode. A lot of people, when they go into network marketing, we start managing. We start, thinking that when someone comes in, we have to manage them, and then they have to manage their team, and it becomes so exhausting. No, we help people who want to run. They run, we run with them. And that gives you so much power to understand that this is a business. It is their business. And, so it's so liberating to be able to help people that way.
I think the biggest thing that you can do in network marketing is learn how to edify the person above you. I think it's a lost art. Me and Robert Hollis and Curtis Broom, we were actually talking about this the other day. And, the way they actually built their business in the past was they would drive people to these offices that they had. And all Robert Hollis did in the very beginning was, hey, I'm a mechanic, that's on workman's comp. If I could tell you, if I can, put you in front of a guy, who was making some extra money, would you get in front of him? And they were like, well, why are you doing this? Well, again, I told you I'm a mechanic on workman's comp, and this guy is showing me how to make some extra money. Do you want to go to the meeting? So it's like he basically learned how to edify this guy. And then what would happen is that guy would actually learn how to edify Robert when he got to the point where he was, at the top of his game. And most people, they don't understand the importance of edification. I built a big business off just learning how to edify the people above me. And when I talk about my business, I don't talk about, hey, I'm part of this company. I talk about it like I'm a business partner with my company. So I actually work closely with this person and that person and that person. You want to be a part of these people. These are the people. So I'm edifying them and putting them in front of them. You know, so many people, they think that, you know, a big leader like David, myself, or Amani, or, you know, all these other people, that we just go out and recruit people personally and that's it. And we don't put them on the phone with anybody. We are edifying the person above us, and we're passing that person to that person. And it's so important that people understand that if you just learn how to edify, put them in front of some information, and then get them on the phone with somebody better than you, you can grow a business in this profession. It's really not rocket scientists, you know, and Curtis Broom and Robert Hollis, when they were talking about this, you know, this is all they did. This is all they did in the very beginning. They would get people they would edify them to get people to the meeting. And then the person on stage would edify the person that brought the people there. And it was just all about edification, back and forth, edifying, 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 back and forth. And it's so important. I think it's a lost art in our profession because so many people don't know how to edify the person above them, because I think they're too busy trying to look good to recruit the person when they're actually doing themselves a disservice. Because even if they join, guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to make themselves look good to recruit people. And it doesn't work that way. It's all about duplication, because if you can edify the person above you, they're going to edify you right back. And that just makes you look better. And then the person that actually comes in the business, they're going to do the exact same thing that you just taught them.
Yeah. Do you know what, Joseph? That is music to my ears. It's like we're singing from the same hymn sheet, because, you know, we promote the whole idea of edifying your upline massively. It's one of the easy duplicatable habits to get into. And you know, I don't even think it's a skill. It's a mindset. It's like promoting events.
Yeah.
Events and edifying people. It's not a skill, because we do it anyway. If we can organize a wedding or a birthday party and get 100 people there, we can get 100 people to an event. You know, if we can talk about how this awesome person was, or my mate, he's fantastic at this, my friend, he's brilliant at that, that video, you need to go and check that out. But we don't do it when it comes to this business. And it often doesn't happen because of ego.
Yes.
You know, and your ego will cost you a lot of money in this business.
A lot of money.
What Joe was saying, you know, I'm in total sync. Okay, it's, you know, oh, I want to be the big I am, or, you know, I'm not edifying this person because I want to be the one to bring them through. And I know, because I get it all the time. Oh, I'll take care of my new distributor. Yeah, I don't want to, you know, whatever. It's not going to work. You have to edify. You have to care. You have to share. You have to promote. You have to edify. You have to get over yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yep.
100%.
100%.
So, I mean, that's been absolutely awesome, guys. I've thoroughly enjoyed having you on. It's a real honor and privilege that you guys agreed to do this. Super. I think that's one of the longest hangouts that I've ever done, because I've just been transfixed. It's great to kind of.
Well, we thought it was an hour, so I don't know. We didn't know it was like 30 minutes.
well, do you know what? I don't like to put restrictions on things. You know, I say it's 30 minutes. It might be an hour. It might be 90 minutes. You know, it is what it is. But you know, you guys have given a lot of time this evening. I know you're very busy and you've got stuff to do. No, I thank you massively. It's been fantastic.
Thank you so much for having us. And you're such a great, you know, it's so amazing to see, you know, people like you, and, you know, you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people on your team, and you're doing this and you're giving from the heart. And really this was what this profession is all about. And they've got you, and they've got someone to look up to and say, that's whose team I'm part of. It's phenomenal. So thank you for doing this for this profession. Our profession is a better place.
Awesome. So one thing, the last thing I'll say, David, is that, you know, I learned a very important, you know, here in with Ray, is that abundance has no competition.
I like
And
that.
it's a powerful point because, you know, we're all in different companies, but we understand one thing is that we're trying to get back to the profession that has given us so much. But a lot of people, they have this mindset where they're always in competition with everybody else in the profession. We're at odds, or we're at, you know, heads. And it's like, you know, Ray said, abundance has no competition. I'm willing to train the next person to be better than me. And it doesn't matter because I don't have that mindset where, oh, if I train my competition. When you have an abundance mindset, it doesn't matter, you know, who you help in the profession or what interview you do, or, you know, what company you maybe spec on their stage or whatever. Like if you're a trainer, it's like you know, so many people, they have this wrong mindset about abundance. When you're abundant, it's abundant. Like you're going to attract people from this. We're going to attract people from this. It's abundant because that is how the universe is set it up. There's no competition because we are giving back to the profession as a whole.
Yeah.
And it's abundance. We know that there's plenty of people out there that's going to join the business. There's somebody that's going to join your business or our business or whatever from seeing something like this. And it's abundant because we're not in competition. We know that the world is abundant with people who are looking for a better way. And so, you know, hopefully some people, you know, have learned, you know, something today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Our profession is only just getting started. And I know me and the team, we're noticing it. We're noticing people out there now are more open to opportunity. They're more open. We haven't had our day, as Eric Worre said. And so it's absolutely awesome. And also on behalf of Diana and Clive, who I know are really looking forward to meeting you in April, they're going to be there. They're going to be speaking as well. I know they'll be watching this evening. They'll be super stoked to be sharing the stage with you. I'll also be over as well. So
you can say the way around.
It's our honor and privilege to share the stage with such legends, and you're doing such massive stuff and such amazing stuff.
I'm working hard. I'm working hard.
If you're trying, then we've got all like a lot to keep up with.
Say that it's do or do not. There is no try.
No try.
Anyway, thank you very much, Joseph McDermott and Amani Zein. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Huge round of applause again.
Thank you, David.
Guys, I'll see you in April.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.